Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Are you out there? Are you ready? That's right, that's right. We're back again. And we have such an amazing show for you today. Hey, everybody out there. I'm back. That's right. Jessica Koch, your host of Profound Professionals. It's the interview series that has been coming to you for 10 years. We are 10 years old this year. And happy birthday to us. And happy birthday to all of you out there following and liking and sharing and all the hearts and love. We love it. I especially love it when you stamp us with that light bulb. That means we've said something brilliant in your world. So make sure you're commenting, make sure you're sharing because Jessica Koch and Profound Professionals brings to you industry experts from all over the world that help improve someone's personal life or can help you grow your business. I think Amanda's a little bit of both for those. I think your personal life and your business are going to improve because Amanda Webb, our guest today, helps freelancers and service providers find time for both confidence and some cocktails. And my husband makes me in the summertime an amazing, we'll just talk about that later. Okay. In the midst of chaos. So if you're feeling like there's a little bit of chaos and you could use some confidence in cocktails, well, I'm just going to say Amanda is your girl. So welcome, Amanda.
Hi there. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am feeling great. I am feeling clarity. I am feeling the plan. I am seeing all the things, and away we go.
I love
So
it. I love it.
you have quite a story and journey. So contents, cocktails, confidence, chaos. Give us the background of how you ended up helping freelancers and service providers
Mhm.
rock their world with a little bit better spring in their step.
Absolutely.
Swagger in their walk if they've had too many cocktails.
Yeah. So right out of college,
Consciously out there, by the way. We're not promoting any of that. We're not giving you
cocktails,
financial
mocktails, whatever
reasons.
you love.
That's right. They could be the mocktail. Those are the best. I love a virgin pina colada. It's just all that
Mhm.
yumminess. So I had to throw the disclaimer out there. So it's the world we live in, Amanda. It's the world we live in.
Absolutely. No, I've been there. I actually said something that on a podcast the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that joke's not going to land." And then it happens.
And we're live streaming, so there's no edit button, people.
Well, this one was not, so hopefully they just edit that part out.
You got lucky. You really got to think. I have to remind people: don't say name brands, don't bring up
Right.
companies, don't say other people's names unless you're saying something amazing about them.
Right.
Like. So anyway, so how did you step off of the plane and land here?
So it's actually a long time coming. I started freelancing almost right out of college, but I did it like as a side hustle. So I would get on like the Fiverr websites, 99 Design, and I would do that. And then after I did that for a few years, I got into real estate marketing. And again, I was still doing like stuff on the side because I'm in that millennial generation of when I graduated, the recession was happening. So right out of college, I was making $25,000 a year, and that's not paying for crap. So between trying to, grow up and get out on my own, pay off student loans and all that, I was like, okay, I got a full-time job and then I can freelance. And freelance turned into that was the stuff to pay for like vacations and when my friends were getting married and having baby showers, the freelance paid for all that. And then after I did that for several years in 2019, I was like, I've been in real estate marketing long enough now, working at one of the corporate offices. The agents have become a lot of my freelance clients. I'm gonna go off on my own. Like I was passed over for a promotion, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to go out on my own. So branched out on my own, and I'll be the first to say that I had enough clientele coming in. What I didn't know how to do was hire support staff, how to price myself the right way, how to plan my packages the right way, how to find balance in marketing myself to bring on new clients and doing client work. So from 2019 to 2023, when I was trying to do it, full time by myself, literally ran myself into the ground. I was working 10, 12-hour days. And just to make sure I could get things up and off the ground, my husband took on a second job because he's like, I just want you to focus on your business. He was like, I know your goal is eventually an agency, so you you just focus. And then there was one day that he came home from work, and I literally called him bawling my eyes out to come home. I was like, and he was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I can't do it anymore." I was like, "I'm going back to corporate America. I don't want this. I don't want any of it. I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want it." And I'm literally just on the living room in our on the floor in our living room, bawling my eyes out. He comes over because he's seen how long I've been at this. He looks at me, he goes, "Take a break." He goes, "Quit. You take care of everybody." He was like, "Let me take care of you for a little while. Just quit. Don't work, don't do anything, just take time off." He was like, "We're in a position that we can do this." And I was like, and that was the first time in my life anyone had just said, "Don't work." I had always been, if I wanted to go to summer camp, if I wanted to go to the movies, like, you had to go do something to earn your money to go. I had never just had someone say, "I want to take care of you. Just rest."
Well, we keep this one.
Do nothing.
This is a keeper. Me too. I've got a keeper too. We've been together 27 years. So I got a good one too. So hang on to him.
And it took us time to get there. We met when we were really young. So we had to go through that childhood stage together of finding that balance on each other. And this really, from 2019 to 2023 was probably like the hardest part of our marriage. And so when he told me to quit and take time off, I was like, okay, we're through the hard part. Well, we don't know how to make this work, okay, we know what we both want. We just need to get on the same page. We were always working towards the same thing, but we weren't coming at it the right way. So took that time off. And like, if I had someone reach out and they're like, "Hey, can you do XYZ for me?" And they were little, design a graphic thing, I would do things here and there just to stay busy, keep my skills up, keep in contact with some of those regular clients. But on the most part, like, I, was a vegetable. I would get up, kind of clean the house. I'd go walking. I got to be my own version of suburban Pilates mom, but it was more suburban walk the dog mom. Just because,
you just had a fur baby instead.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And staying in that budget of, taking time to rest, but not making my husband feel like I'm taking advantage of it, really trying to focus. I did a whole lot of journaling during that time, a ton of journaling. And that's when everything started to come together. It was like, "Hey, here's what you did right. Here's what you did wrong. Here's what's to change. Here's how to do this." And all of a sudden I realized I have my agency in front of me. I can, I know how to consult. I have the clientele. Now what the problem was, I was at that bottleneck point of having to grow, but not having the full support system in place to grow. So what I realized was like, okay, start over, but instead of just working with real estate agents, I can open it up to a few, start doing it in a way that it's service providers and freelancers, where I can teach other freelancers how to do, what I'm doing in a better way, but I can still have my consulting clients on the real estate side who are actually, so I can do both now at a better angle. And I've actually taken time, have a full business plan now, know what I'm working towards. It's like, okay, this income stream is going to support this future goal, and this income stream is going to support this future goal. And it really just having that time to go through all of my vision boards and my journals and everything to be like, okay, I actually accomplished everything I wanted to do. Every goal that I ever had for myself, I've done it. But I'm at a point now where no one in my life, no one in my immediate circle is walking this path. So I had to walk away from everyone and everything to be like, okay, this is my life. This is my lane. Let's own it. So that's what I did. And it's completely shifted. I've been able to get higher paying clients now. A real estate client that I had, her husband runs a financial tech company. And when he was ready to bring on a branding specialist, I was the first phone call. And he hired me on the spot. So those real estate connections have even turned into larger opportunities now. And what's nice is I've been able to regrow my business from the ground up, but I'm able to do it around my life now. So having that time off, I've been able to bring one client back on at a time, really detail out, what some of my small digital income streams are going to be when I want to release them. and like I said, what that income is going to support. Because when you have all of these ideas, they don't come together the right way if you aren't intentional about how that is going to be used in the future. So just
And
having to have like those
have you,
really in-depth conversations with myself and get more intentional about what I'm doing each day and how I'm supporting myself, my business, my clients, and my household. So just kind of learning to compartmentalize a little bit better and really show up in the spaces I'm supposed to be in better.
so have you started growing a team to support you with some of that work so that you're not doing it all
Not quite
yourself?
yet. I literally, this is going to be my first full year fully back in business. And so I actually have my full business plan. The first 2 hires I'm going to make is re-bring it on a CPA. I got to get someone, back onto my financials, and then a VA. So I've already my sister was my VA originally, and I kind of set it up that way because I have my nieces and nephews, and I wanted her to be able to stay home. And that was the whole point of, a big part of understanding how to grow my team is I can sit with my sister and teach her a skill, and I can have her, and then I can pay her to learn that skill, and then I can teach her how to use that skill to go make her own money when the time is right. And so my sister will be my first hire, and then a CPA, and then from there I'm gonna I want to bring on a videographer, a graphic designer, someone to manage my website. So again, have all the ideas, just got to slowly get that money coming in again to make it happen.
That's exciting. Okay, so what are the kind of clients that are ideal fit for your services and that are most drawn to you? So who's coming to you, and and also what's kind of in their mind that would pop up to say, oh, I really need an Amanda in my life. So what's happening in their business or in their life that triggers that, and who are you looking for? Is it the real estate agents and the IT firms, or what are we looking for?
So I guess I would say I don't necessarily have a niche when it comes to the industry of marketing. I love working in different industries. I love learning something new. And that's what I love about being a strategist is I get to come in, I get to learn about that industry, but it's still taking my storytelling skills as a marketer and putting it into play. So the people that I work best with are the people that have a general idea of what they're trying. Like I actually had a conversation with a client this week, and this is how he explained it. So I guess this is the best way to really explain it with people. The clients that I work best with they have a starting place and they have an end goal, but they're somewhere in that middle. They don't know how to get from A to C. And so I come in with the B plan. So I actually can listen to what they're doing. This is who we are. This is what we're trying to accomplish. This is how we want to be viewed. And here are our goals. So I sit and I spend, about 6 weeks meeting with them weekly and doing intensive branding questions. I don't touch any messaging. I don't do anything until we spend about 6 weeks together. I understand the business, the industry, fully understand what their goals are and the background of their particular business and how it came together. And I always let them know, I'm going to ask you the same question different ways, probably every week, because I need to know if your answer is changing or if you're adding more information. So the people that I usually work with are, when it came to real estate agents, those were kind of lower ticket while I was kind of learning. So those people I was spending, a little less time with, and charging them around like $1,000 to $1,500 to get their branding set up. Whereas these bigger, I'm doing, a larger scale. I'm working with their marketing departments and so it's a, bigger contract. So the way I'm kind of setting myself up now is, I go after my bigger contracts off screen. Those are big businesses that you're trying to get into the building with. You're not scrolling TikTok to find that. Over on social media, that's where I can teach people how to become a freelancer and take control back in their life. Or I can teach service providers, whether it's a hairstylist, a real estate agent, a insurance agent, how to market themselves. Because we all become freelancers, service providers, business owners. We want to own our time. But the hardest thing is putting yourself out there and marketing yourself.
So how are you serving them? Is it like a training course or group coaching?
Yeah,
Or
so it's a one-on-one with me, and so it's kind of has evolved from social media management into brand consulting. And so I'm actually working with a colleague right now to create like because she's been a long time real estate agent and graphic designer. So we're working together right now. This is in the process, it's not available yet, but we're working together to create a package for real estate agents to do their full branding, like kind of foundations, where they work with me to create their messaging and social media and that sort of thing. And then she's the one that would design and manage the website and help design and manage the graphics and stuff going out for the agents. And what's nice is I actually already have agents that were paying me to do all this, but I was doing it all on my own. And so it's like, okay, again, taking that step back, I still have, a huge clientele here in the Dallas area of real estate agents that pay me to help them with their marketing. So it's now that I have, my big business clients that support kind of my bigger goals, then I can take on a couple of smaller clients for, those smaller income streams and do more of a teaching and putting it a little bit more back on them, because I can't grow your business for you. I can tell you what to do. I can show you how to show up, but I can't make you show up. And you can't put it all on me to grow your entire business for you. That's not what you hired me for. You hired me to help you market yourself and to brand yourself as the expert in your industry.
So you're not doing the actual social media posting or scheduling, really. You're
not
just
anymore.
teaching them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, once that leg gets fully up and running again, I will eventually I'll bring on, some more support to be able to help manage it. But as of right now, it's like, I will help create it for you, but it's on you to post it. It was just, again, it got a little overwhelming for me. So stripped it down to the bare minimum again. And then I'm going to grow it from the ground up again.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Can you give everybody out there a tip?
Yeah, so I actually, I heard this tip from someone else and I loved it, and I've kind of been adapting it to my own, but it's, you have to build the world your brand exists in. So, and the way the person I heard it from, they said it a little bit different, so I've kind of adapted it to myself, but it's, you have to build the world your brand lives in. And what I mean by that is, right now, your brand does not exist in the world. Who you are as a person exists in the world, but your brand, your expertise, the value that you bring to the world with your knowledge and skills, that doesn't exist yet. Because if you're not working for yourself, that knowledge and skill is going to someone else. It's not going to yourself. So it is up to you to figure out, what kind of world does my brand exist in, and how do I create that world? And that's what I've been doing. Again, stripped everything down to the bare minimum. And I'll be the first to say, I'm very, very fortunate to have been in a position with my husband to be able to say, okay, we've been putting money in savings. We have this, take some time off, just do it. We weren't rolling in the money, but we were able to survive so I could take a breath.
Yeah.
And so I have literally been, okay, my day starts around 6 a.m. How do I want to start time blocking my day? And I'm literally rebuilding my days from the ground up right now, to say, okay, what kind of world does my business want to exist in? And the kind of world my business wants to exist in is one that I can wake up at 6 a.m. and have a slow morning and not go get in the shower until 8. I can spend those first couple of hours kind of journaling or having breakfast. If I want to sit and watch TV for a minute, I can. And then I can kind of shower and get ready. And then I can, clean up around the house. And then I can do my work. And then I can go walk or do my workout. And I have a little bit of time. And I'm not so tired that I can't come home and cook dinner for my husband and I. That's what's working for me right now. And so I've been very, very honest with everyone. I was like, it looks like I'm a stay-at-home traditional wife, cleaning and cooking. I was like, I am working. Let's be very, very clear. I am working. Just because it doesn't look like I'm sitting behind a desk doesn't mean that I'm not busy. And I think, that was another thing that I think a lot of people in my life forget. Because, when you're posting and you are one of the first ones in your circle that's openly posting as, I don't want to say an influencer, but you're posting your stuff online, you're going to get, even if it's not to your face, you're going to get that energy shift around people.
Mhm.
And I started to realize, oh my goodness, my family thinks I sit at home and I don't do anything all day. They think I sit at home and make videos and my husband's supporting me.
Mm.
And when that hit, I mean, I was seeing red. Oh, I was so mad. But I actually had to like show them, I'm like, stay-at-home wives are not just sitting at home. We're all working in our own way. Don't let anyone tell you that we aren't. So yeah, just being able to regrow. What does a happy world look like for my brand to exist in? And until you can decide for yourself, what kind of world do I want to live in, regardless of what's going on around you? Let me be clear. We can't control what's going on around us. What we can control is what we allow into our circle. So what kind of world do you want to create? Go create it, and then your business will start coming together.
Yeah, I think that's a good tip. It's, about designing what you want your days in your life to look like, and map and plan that out, and you described very much like what I do. I do get up and take a kid to school in the morning, but I listen to an audiobook on the way home, and then I give myself a little space in the morning. I don't book meetings until a certain time. Some days I don't have meetings booked at all. I have things blocked off, and if I know a warm day's coming, I'll have my team reschedule my day, rebook all my appointments, and I'll go kayak. Sometimes I'll take a meeting from my kayak, so I've done that.
I love that. Actually, when I was out on my walk, it was so beautiful a couple of weeks ago out here. So I did the same thing. I was out on my walk, paused, and I was like, okay, let me take this call. But I just could not sit inside anymore. So I totally get, okay, the weather's nice. What can I do outside?
Yeah, and actually, I made the decision that I actually really wanted to be in that networking Zoom room, but I also really wanted to be in my kayak, and I was happy to merge the two. But sometimes it's very important to separate the two and just enjoy the moment in the kayak. But that was all. I mean, I was out on the water for 5 hours, so that was only just 1 hour of the 5 hours. So the other 4, I just was with nature and the birds and my thoughts and my music and myself, and so I was happy to have that be part of the design of that 1 hour of networking on Zoom, and all the comments and everyone's saying, wow, you're out actually on the water. They wanted to be there too, so for me, that was a good way to live the balance of life that I wanted. So I love that you shared that. Our next section is sharing a nonprofit cause you care about. We do this because we want to inspire people to give time, treasure, or talent to a cause they care about. Maybe they'll be inspired by yours. Maybe they'll just remember that there's one that they really love and they haven't checked in with them lately because life gets busy. Or maybe we'll just spread some awareness, because even if you put the cause you care about out there listening in the comments, that spreads some awareness about that cause existing. And that helps in 2 ways. One, it helps them get more donations and eyeballs on them. It also helps the people who really need their services find them. So awareness is a huge deal. So even if you just make a post today about the cause you care about, that's huge. So that's why we make space for it on our show. So share with us the cause you care about, Amanda.
Yeah, so it's actually, there's 2. So I hope it's okay that I need
That's fine.
The first one is the Genesis Women's Shelter here in Dallas. I actually learned about them last year, have donated stuff with them before heading off for our summer getaway last year when we were selling things and whatnot. So they're a newer nonprofit that I learned about, and but I, planning our days now that I have better ideas of what I'm doing, being able to volunteer and give back is something that I'm going to be working in. And so the Genesis Women's Shelter is big for me, just because not to the degree of other women. So I do want to, but I have found myself in situations where I was thankful to be able to get out without issue. Not everyone has that opportunity. So that is why I'm very I really appreciate what they're doing. And then
Awesome.
also, and I'm sitting here and I'm so embarrassed with what I'm saying. I just blanked on the full name of this project, but it's called, I believe it's Project Mom Bags. And
Mm.
it's put together by a group of moms. And what they do is they support families who have kids that have heart problems. So I have a really good friend from college. Her little boy was born with a heart defect 3 years ago. He's undergone multiple open heart surgeries. So she's gotten involved with that. And we've been able to donate and go do heart walks with them. And so Project Mom Bags is what she's a part of. And then we also go and do the children's heart walk with them every year. So those are some very important causes in our life.
That's really cool. And see, I'd never heard of anything like that. And so that's really cool because that's such a challenging thing to watch
Mhm.
your little people go through when you can't control what's happening and you can't heal them like you wish you could. So
Yeah.
I love that. All right. I'm also a huge fan of books. So
Mhm.
a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
Yeah, so it's called It's Not Your Turn Yet, What to Do While You're Waiting for Your Breakthrough. It's by Heather Thompson
Mm.
Day. It's a short, a couple hundred pages, not super long. But a part that really stuck out to me in it is, and as someone who is a big theater buff, loves Broadway, she was told a story in there about I think it was one of her students who was working towards wanting to be the lead in Beauty and the Beast. She wanted to play
Um,
Belle, and she didn't get it. She got this part of one of the dancing spoons. And she looked at that student and said, if you're not willing to be a dancing spoon, you will never be Belle.
mm,
You have to be willing to start in the background and wait until it's your turn for center stage, is what
mhm.
I took for that. And that really resonated for me as someone who was in the thick of, okay, what is my path? I was okay being in the background of, my family's life, my friend's life, because I knew my path would eventually reveal itself. Um, and so hearing or reading that in her book, it really resonated with me. I recommend her book to everyone. And actually, I need to go reread it myself. It's been a couple of years since I read it, but highly recommend that book.
Yeah, and it's funny how books that are powerful will have a different meaning based on the stage of life you're in now.
Absolutely.
So you've grown like 1,000% since you probably last read it, and
Mhm.
so it's going to have a different kind of impact. There's so many books that I re-listen to, reread, re-scan through, or implement a new section of it in my life because I'm such a nut for books. I love historical fiction for fun, but I also love anything that's going to improve me personally,
Yes.
spiritually, or business wise. And I eat sales and marketing books like candy. I can't help it. It's just a topic I love. So I'm totally with you there.
Do you have a
Uh,
favorite?
oh my gosh, so many. One that was recommended to me recently, and I have to tell you, I'm excited to read it again. And it's one of those weird platforms, Amanda. And it's also a book series that I have not brought myself to read any of the others because I just am offended by the title.
Okay.
But it's Pinterest for Dummies. I'm not a fan of the dummy series because I'm no dummy. I'm a smart cookie.
Right.
And so for me, that in my personal marketing opinion, that's bad marketing. But I know they've done bazillion dollar, who
Right.
am I to say? Because they've done $1 billion in business. So apparently I'm wrong about that. But I just don't like it. But I had a client come on, a guest that I interviewed on my podcast, and they swore by it. And even though it's an older book, a lot of the parameters of how to work successfully and he's grown his business just following the steps in this book one at a time. And he
Mhm.
has a ton of client leads come in on a regular basis, qualified, good clients following. And Pinterest is one of those that gets overlooked. Like
Mhm.
it's very much like YouTube, where you could pin something 10 years ago and it can be relevant and still making you money today,
Oh, absolutely.
if done correctly and if set up correctly. Similar to YouTube video, if you did a how to caulk the window video and that is still the technique and the technique isn't outdated, that could be making you money still today.
Absolutely.
But people don't realize, and those are the two dragons, right? I think in social media, you
Mhm.
can get away with being a newbie and just showing up and do really well on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn even. But Pinterest and YouTube take a skill set and have a formula that is different and more unique than any others, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree. I actually saw something. Oh, I'm blanking on her name. It's a marketer. I think her name is Katie Sadecki. No, that's what Katie something. And I apologize for not remembering
That's
the
right.
name.
We'll put it in the show notes later.
But she actually shared something. I saw she had shared something a couple of weeks ago. It was like 10,000 followers on TikTok equals like 5,000 followers on Instagram, and that equals like 100 followers on YouTube. And like she broke it down like 100
Mm,
followers on basically it's 100 followers on YouTube mean a lot more than 10,000 followers on TikTok is what
yes,
she was getting at. So yeah, I completely agree. YouTube and Pinterest are the two I would say I struggle with the most. So I don't touch them, but
they're
they
the
are both on the
dragons.
list I want to hire for.
Yeah,
But
they are definitely
they're
dragons
yeah.
as far as the complexity of how to do it, but if you do it correctly. So Pinterest for Dummies, I'm going to actually read it, okay, people? And I'm going to reread it again, and I'm actually going to have one of my team members read it and then go through step by step and apply their
Mhm.
strategies. And we've invested in other Pinterest trainings, and I pay for my team to go through trainings and and other things. But yeah, that's the one that sticks out as far as marketing book goes. That is on the list for me to reread again. So
Mhm.
for sure. So how about books you've written? Let's talk a little bit about the book you wrote. And I have a
Yeah.
feeling there's more books coming out of you. All that journaling, I feel like that equals maybe a couple of songs, maybe a movie, maybe a book. I don't know.
Ooh, I'll go down the movie route. I'll get that Hollywood degree.
Hey, I know people who write screenplays.
Yeah. So I wrote, it's a little ebook. It's available for sale on my website. It's $25. It's basically how to get started freelancing. So the first section is like why I started, some of the things I was able to accomplish, some mindset stuff that I wish I had been taught earlier. In the center, it teaches a little bit about social media, some of the different posts you're going to make on social media, just to kind of start, getting your name out there. And then the third section breaks down where to go start finding freelance jobs. So I, include Fiverr, Upwork, how to go into Facebook groups and find clients. So I kind of break down that eventually, and this is kind of what I've been working on the last year. Because like I mentioned earlier, kind of getting a few little small income streams set up. What I've been doing is over the last year going through all of my notes, whether they were written notes, digital notes, whatever, and slowly turning them into systems. So I'm going to start getting all my systems put together to then sell to freelancers so they have everything ready to get up and running freelancing. Excuse me. And they don't have to go through some of the same struggles I went through.
You'll have to update that book every 2 years though,
Oh
because
yeah.
everything's changing in
Oh
the
yeah.
in our world of social media. Keeping a book relevant or a video relevant or training relevant is can be a challenge.
You need
So
a whole team just to keep everything relevant.
yeah, we're constantly updating our trainings. I've done a lot of LinkedIn a lot of social media training, AI classes, and even the AI classes I just taught a few months ago. Some of the stuff in the AI world has changed since then.
Oh yeah.
I will be teaching another one. I mean, it's a lot of crazy stuff. Well, this has been a ton of fun. I've loved having you on the show.
Yeah, I
Uh,
really enjoyed it.
if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, wait, I have value. I've written books. I help clients. I grow people's business. I make people feel better about themselves and confident. I have ways of helping them live their best version of themselves and their lives. Well, reach out to us and our team, and they'll show you just how to get on the show. But before we close out today, we would love for you to share a final thought, Amanda. Anything that you didn't share about your business yet, or just an inspirational thought as we close out?
Start creating. You can't go anywhere until you start creating. So just decide this is what I want to do, and just start writing down all the steps you need to make that happen, and then just cross it off one at a time. Because until you decide to start, your brand will never exist in the world.
Mm. That's right. Get out there, start it, put pen to paper, make a plan,
Mhm.
ask questions, get going, just dump in and do something. I love that. Get started. All right. Well, thank you very much again for
Thank
being
you.
on the show, Amanda. And I'm your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another Profound Professionals. And until next time, be kind to yourself out there and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye.